So again, I'm Ken DiCross, and I'm the founder of Social Wallet. Social Wallet is a platform that we've created that not only lists our token, but any token that we list on our platform can be sent across social media. Social media, email, and as of 5 days ago, which we feel is the holy grail of what we're doing, is you can send crypto across SMS, so text messaging. With our platform, we're a PIVX clone, so there are masternode capabilities and in-wallet staking. So basically, think of our platform like an exchange, but it's not exchanging; it's transmitting. So for the person that's deep into crypto, they can essentially take it to their traditional wallet where they can store their coins and have them staking, or you can take it onto the platform where you can send it off to anyone you want. We created it, and I didn't do a pitch. I didn't do a presentation here because that screen is a little small, but it looks just like PayPal. And the reason that we're PayPal and Venmo, and the reason that we're doing this is because we can go to the comfort zone of everyone that's not in cryptocurrency, and that is Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Everyone uses email. Everyone uses text messaging. So we're going after mass adoption, and the way we're doing that is when they see this on the platform, so let's say Facebook, for example, when they click, we have something that's called a zero knowledge recipient. And that is the key mechanism that separates us from any other platform that you're going to hear about. And what we've done is, right now, if you want to send, let's say, Bitcoin to each other, the two people have to pre-download a wallet, exchange an address, and then the transaction happens. That's a lot of pre-work for someone who we're trying to get in to cryptocurrency. So what we've done is, with our platform, let's say that I'm sending someone Bitcoin, let's say we've listed Bitcoin and we're sending it. You're gonna get a link through text messaging. And when you click that link, it's gonna populate our platform and it creates a wallet for you after the fact. So now there is none of that all that technical barrier of entry. So you combine that with social media and text in an easy way to transmit across anyone. Now billions of people are one click away from being entered into cryptocurrency, and they don't even have to know one single thing about it. And the way we've done that, and also we've created a custom link too. So with Facebook and Instagram, we had those pre-programmed, pre-integrated, and then the Cambridge Analytica scandal, chaos, if you know what that is, where all the data got breached. So Facebook has pulled their API, and so has Instagram to some extent. So we're like, what can we do? And the way that we de-risk our entire platform is, one, we created the SMS because we feel that that's even an easier way to go about it than social media. But we've also created a custom link, and that custom link can go anywhere. So you go through, you click, send, you click the person you want to send to. Let's say it's through, a text or wherever you want, and it creates a custom link. And you take that link, copy it, and you paste it to any social network you want, not even the ones that we don't have integrated yet. So let's say we're going to be doing, we'll do LinkedIn at some point. It's in our roadmap. But if you want to send to someone in LinkedIn now, you just copy and paste that link, and it'll self-verify itself once they click. And now, again, they populate the platform. They already have a wallet. And this is for every coin that we list on our platform. So it doesn't matter. Let's say it's WandChain, for example. No one might have a wallet here, or you might, but if someone sends it to you, you don't need to know it's coming. All you have to do is receive that message, click accept, and you now have a WandChain wallet. And if the best part about this is that if you don't accept, that in 7 days, that goes right back to the sender's wallet automatically. So if you take that in, the applications are literally endless for what we can do with this. It could be a decentralized social network down the road that we build, an entire marketplace. It could be marketing for all the coins that are listed on the platform, where they can create their own hyperlinks and be essentially airdropping to the world, whoever they want, let's say that let's say your Litecoin, for example. Well, right now, if you're trying to grab new users into the industry, you have to bite and crawl and scratch them into this community with a lot of education and bring them in. Well, now with us, you can literally just airdrop, as long as you know someone's cell phone, their Twitter handle, their email, you could airdrop to these people with educational material where they can be clicking, earning coins, and learning about cryptocurrency in general to really bring mass adoption. We feel by the end of in the next 12 months, with all the partners that we've joined with, plus our technology in itself, I feel that we're going to have the most wallet/platform downloads of any cryptocurrency in the world, including Bitcoin. Okay. Any questions?
So you're assuming that every profile is a legitimate person. There's a lot of fake profiles out there in the world.
You're talking bots.
No, but you're saying when I send you something, we're friends on Facebook.
Okay.
That's how it's sent. But what if I have a couple of Facebook accounts? How are you going to choose which one?
Well,
you know what I mean? There's a lot of fake.
All right. Well, we're tied. Facebook is a good example. So we're tied. It's not only what our technology can do, but when we're integrating with the social network itself, we have their rules to follow as well. And what you just said is that we would be friends, so that you would know. In Facebook, for example, you can't send to someone that's not your friend. So you would know exactly who you're sending to.
Sometimes there are fictitious characters out there that they have a fake profile.
Right.
Like in the dating.
No, for sure. But if you and I are friends.
Okay. So it's only your friends. It's not people that.
For Facebook. So for Twitter, you can still, it can be the people that you're following, but you can also send to people that, celebrities on Twitter. Like, there's that aspect. The only thing on Twitter's end is on their end, like say you're a celebrity, you can click, a feature where it blocks any incoming messages from, people that you aren't friends with. So that's a roadblock on the Twitter end. Instagram, which we'll have very shortly, will be even better, where there isn't that feature. So as long as you want to send on Instagram, as long as you know that handle, it'll reach no matter what. It'll just go, instead of into their messages, it'll go into that request, feature that pops up that says, will you allow this person to come through? So each social network has their own curriculum that we're navigating right now.
How will you make money?
So each time that we send, anytime that you send, there's a small transaction fee, and it'll be in our wire token. So our wire token is the utility token of the platform. Like I said, it has in-wallet staking, it has masternodes, and it also is the transaction fee. Now, we're artificially keeping that as low as possible. So we're looking at about 15 cents, because we don't need to have that so high, because we're going to be doing so much volume as far as transactional, back and forth, that we want to suppress that and lowball everyone else that's in the industry, including the ones that are in fiat. So we're talking Western Union, Venmo if you use credit card. There's, Venmo's free if you from your checking account. But all of those in the brick and mortar industry, not Venmo, but Western Union, they have very high fees, and we're going to be the company that undercuts them. Which brings up another good point is in Q3 or Q4, we're going to have a debit card that's attached to the platform.
So you'll have a payment option as well?
Yeah. So what we're doing is there's three parts of crypto. There's the on-ramp, which a lot of people are trying to fix. So there's the transmitting aspect, which we feel we are light years above anyone else in the industry. And then there's the off-ramp, which we feel is going to make mass adoption happen better, is that you can spread this out and also pay for things. So we'll have a debit card attached for the off-ramp. Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, Ken. I have another company that wants to present. His name is Abhinav Ramesh. He came all the way from India to present his company called WandX, a great product. Here's Abhinav.
Yeah, thanks a lot for having me here. So let me start off with, so I am Abhinav. I spent 3 years in management consulting at Ernst & Young. Then about in 2017, there was a hackathon back in India where Vitalik also had come over. and that really inspired me to get into the entire crypto scene. So we then that hackathon, we started developing an idea, and we brought it into fruition 2 weeks ago, and we have already released it, and we have got a few transactions going as well. So let me introduce what WandX is about. So WandX is basically so as you know so far, centralized exchanges own custody of your tokens. And if you want to exchange cryptocurrency on a centralized exchange, you have to deposit your tokens into their wallet. And as somebody had mentioned earlier, over $1 billion of tokens, value, whatever you want to call it, has been hacked, stolen, etc. in the last 1 year. Now there is a great shift towards moving towards a decentralized world. So a decentralized currency technically should have a decentralized way of people trading. And that's what we have built. The vision is that, from centralized exchanges which hold your tokens to coming to a decentralized exchange where everything is peer-to-peer, only the order books are centralized, meaning that if I want to trade with, say, person B, I have to place the order on a centralized database. Now, once databases also become decentralized, it's possible to then make a truly decentralized exchange. So what we have built and released onto our main Ethereum network in the last 2 weeks is a decentralized exchange on the Ethereum blockchain. It's truly decentralized in the sense that we never hold custody of any tokens or any keys or any wallet. So if you use our platform, there is no chance of you ever losing your funds. Even if our website gets hacked, say God forbid our website does get hacked, even in that case, your funds are still safe because all your funds get deposited into a smart contract. Now, how the trade happens, it's only for Ethereum-based currencies. Hence, if you want to trade currency A for currency B, then you place an order on a platform. Anybody else likes that order, they execute it. All the transactions happen through the blockchain, through the Ethereum blockchain itself. So there's no centralized party executing the trade. Second thing that we have built is a protocol that enables you to kind of create an ETF, equivalent of an ETF onto a smart contract, meaning that if I want to trade in, say, a basket of tokens, say I want to trade a basket of 5 tokens. Now what I do is that I create a basket, somebody has created this particular basket on my platform. So say it's a basket of 5 ERC20 tokens, which is the Ethereum based tokens. Now this basket, the unique thing is that this basket becomes a smart contract, meaning that this basket automatically goes into the blockchain and the custody of that basket is still with you. And hence all we do is transfer custody from one person to the other when a trade occurs and not take a deposit and then switch the deposit and then transfer to the other person. Hence you can think of it like all tokens or token baskets residing on the contracts and just hopping from one contract to another. The kind of business model that we have is quite straightforward. On our decentralized exchange, we take a percentage of the transaction fee. Right now it's 0.1%. If you use our inherent token, you get a discount on the transaction fee. We have had, last 2 weeks, we've had about, I'd say 450 transactions so far. But I see that growing quite fast because there is a huge move towards a decentralized world now. Our token baskets, how our business model works is very simple. These token baskets or these kind of instruments are created on our platform. They can be sold on any exchange anywhere else and we take a cut of that transaction fee. And the transaction fee automatically happens through a contract. So right now we have signed up with 5 exchanges who are willing to work with us and kind of offer something new to their customers. So instead of their customers trading in individual tokens, their customers can trade in baskets or be exposed to 5 tokens with one single transaction. We have found quite a few different applications of this protocol. This protocol is live on the main network. It's no longer in test mode. It's live. It's running already. Another application is creating debt instruments. So there are protocols that enable you to enable peer-to-peer lending. So if you want to look at securitization of these kind of peer-to-peer loans or lent tokens, it can be done using this particular protocol. It's already live and we are trying out a POC. Should start in about 2 weeks with another firm. So another kind of more fun application is, CryptoKitties. I'm sure some of you might have heard of it, is the most popular kind of application on Ethereum right now, or it was very popular, at least in December. Kind of using this protocol, a kind of fun application is you can create families. of kitties. So in Crypto Kitties, the game enables you to create kind of these kitties which act as a contract. What you could do is also kind of create families and trade on those particular families. To give you an example, these kitties traded for as much as about $50,000 in December, when it was a real big phenomenon at that time. So basically, this is what we do. So at India, I also run another company, which is a software development firm focused on blockchain. There we are doing some work around asset securitization and also around traceability and EPR credits or environment credits, offering that on blockchain. So hence, involved in quite a few blockchain projects as well there. So that's basically what we have, WandX, and that's about it. That's what we have done. Thank you. Any questions?
Giacomo Tognoni, from CEO of Bethereum.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good. I had some nice slides, but not going to show them today. Anyway, I wanted to ask you one question. We are making a betting application. Do you know how much money is spent on betting every year in the world? Would you say 100 billion? A little bit more? Betting is worth $3 trillion. 80% of that is underground. Yeah? But with conventional betting, there are some key challenges that we want to solve. For example, there is a general lack of trust and transparency, and generally the house always wins. There is little social involvement, high fees, and low returns. Betting used to be a very fun and social activity, but it has become so complicated that if you go to a betting exchange, it almost looks like you need a technical degree to understand all the odds and all the complications. And for this reason, we saw an opportunity to create the most intuitive and innovative betting application on the market. Our solution is decentralized. So in Bethereum, players bet with other players directly on events such as football matches. The house doesn't win with our solution because there is no house. And we're also getting away from complicated odds or odds skewed by professional bookmakers. We already have a prototype. You can download it on the App Store. And despite the fact that it's still a basic prototype, we received a really great feedback on it, especially on the simplicity and how convincing it is to place a bet on our application. But we are not limiting ourselves to developing a very user-friendly betting application. We are combining it with really powerful social and gaming elements to really deliver players with a truly rewarding experience. So for example, we're adding leaderboards and alliances, so you can bet with offices against offices. We're adding achievements and badges, and we'll run competitions and events to keep players engaged at all times. As I was saying before, the solution is decentralized and it is built on the blockchain. So every bet in our solution is handled by a smart contract. The smart contract records the bet's conditions, it keeps the funds in escrow, it verifies the bet outcomes using oracles, and automatically pays out the winnings. Everything is automatic and without the possibility of any kind of human error or manipulation. Now, we're going to support content from sports to esports to fantasy and live betting, but we don't want to do just a fancy blockchain-powered sports book. Our vision is to develop a broad business-to-consumer and business-to-business ecosystem. And for that reason, we are developing a platform that would cater to the needs of both business and consumer players. For example, casual bettors, high rollers, white label customers, conventional betting operators, marketing affiliates, and even third-party developers. We're making a developer SDK and a betting protocol that, for example, will allow third-party developers to create their own games and implement them within our platform. So we can save development costs, we can save development time, but we can offer to players a really rich array of content. With the also important thing that I would like to say is that we started with the team with no marketing money. Yeah, it's simple as that. These are guys that work non-stop to make this a success. And I think, in something like this, with the platform that aims at putting betting in the hands of millions, you need a team that is able to create social engagement. And we were able to generate one of the largest Telegram communities in the world. We have over 50,000 Telegram members, 17,000 Facebook followers, and 20,000 Twitter followers. And we did this with zero paid marketing, all organically, by creating bounties and games and competitions and all stuff that basically these players loved. And for this reason, it just became viral. Now, our vision is ambitious, and we believe that we can execute on it, but we also need funding for it. So we are running a token sale with the aim of raising 25,000 Ether. So at the current rate, about $18 million. We already ran the pre-sale, probably in the worst possible time, because we launched on 9th of April. That is the lowest period for Ether. It was also my birthday, not a good one. But still, we were able to close down the pre-sale successfully, and we sold out 6,000 Ether. So we already raised $4.5 million. We plan to have the main sale in June, but before that, we want to have private sales and investors that can help us to bridge the gap. The team is really brilliant. Yeah, I joined them 3 months ago. So I joined them because I really believed in the project and I believed in the team. It's a very multifunctional mix of skills and expertise of creative Silicon Valley entrepreneurs, designers, programmers, and these guys are really the engine behind everything that we're doing. And we really believe we can revolutionize online betting by combining cutting-edge technology and truly unlimited passion. Thank you. Sorry? Yeah. Yes, and I mean, the betting industry doesn't have a great reputation, yeah, but that's also what we want to solve. That's why we're using blockchain, so that we can make everything social and transparent and fair. But just imagine that in India, for example, over $2 billion are spent every day betting, mostly on cricket. And what I can say of the US, which is really good news, is that in the US, sports betting was illegal except in 3 states. And on Monday, the Supreme Court removed a federal ban from 1922. So now states can actually decide to legalize sports betting. The underground market in the US is worth $150 billion. So that's a lot of tax money that states can address. And for these reasons, we think that the US is also going to be a great market for us in the future.
Who pays for the transactions when I place a bet?
Yes. So the question is, who pays for the transaction? Our business model on the consumer part is that we take 3.75% out of the winnings. Yeah? So with this, let's say, commission fee, we are covering the cost, for example, for gas, for transactions, for smart contract, and all that. So for players, it's quite transparent. And actually, despite the fact that we are going to cater to crypto people first, because these are gamblers by definition, we also are creating an open source wallet that will allow people to arrive there with fiat, for example, or other cryptocurrencies, buy our tokens, and bet directly on our platform.
And in terms of scaling, what is your option? 10 million better place a bet at the same time?
Yep. So the question is about scaling. Right now we're based on Ethereum technology. Yes, of course, maybe we will change to ETH. Yes, we know that Ethereum technology is not the most scalable and performing. Yes, we know this. But I'm traditional. I like to go with the player that has already 50-60% of the market, because there are too many competitors in blockchains at the moment. Also, I'm hoping that Ethereum will be able to solve part of their scalability and their performance problems with sharding and all the stuff they're doing. But my personal mandate to the team is make this solution blockchain agnostic. Yep. So that in future we'll be able to transfer it to another blockchain. So we'll just wait to see which one is the winner, and then we will move it there. It's not so important, by the way, to have incredible performance because the bets don't happen in real time. But if we wanted to have live betting, which is really important, then performance will be a key, and then we will need another blockchain.
Where is the company based?
The company is registered in Hong Kong for the simple reason that it's a great place to be, and also it has 0% tax rate and 0% VAT. But the team is based in Slovakia. Anyway, we will not just keep the headquarters and then the team plays. We also want to open a subsidiary in Malta. Malta is perfect for betting and gambling and also perfect for blockchain. We know people that are actually writing the blockchain for Malta, and this is why you start to see companies like Binance moving there, or Hybrid Block, which is another exchange that will be quite big. Very good place for blockchain companies to be.
How does that Supreme Court ruling impact it?
The Supreme Court from Monday, you mean? Well, as I was saying, it's a great news because it enables states in the US to basically legalize sports betting. This was in the coming. My betting, professional friends knew that. And more, they were expecting that by 2019, many states would open up the market for sports betting. So how does it impact us? It brings the money, $150 billion from underground to above ground. So it's a huge market that is open for us. This is also, by the way, where we want to be featured by CNBC. We are running a show hosted by Ted Danson in October. So we will be in every household in the country promoting Bethereum. Yep.
I'm thinking about white label solutions.
Yes. So I believe it's very important to have a very big market presence in consumer. I used to work for Dell. Yeah, and Dell had a huge consumer business. But it didn't make that much money. The actual money was in business. So we want to have a consumer face because we want to have the branding, we want everybody to recognize us and the awareness. But the real money is in business to business. So we want to create a technology that we can then white label and give to operators that, for example, are not competing with us, or even to conventional betting agency. You have an agency that wants to get into crypto, they don't know how to do it. They don't have the expertise or even the time, and we can provide a solution to them. The great part with that is that we can actually deliver huge cost savings to these conventional betting agencies. Basically the blockchain is acting as your server farm. So just in server and IT cost and all that, you can save a fortune by going to our solution. One thing that I forgot to say, which is a little important, is that we have our own token. It's called the Bethereum, and the whole platform that I mentioned until now, the consumer part and the business part, will be powered by this token. So for example, for third-party developers that will create games and bring them into our solution, they will get commissions in token. And the idea is that, again, I'm a bit traditional. I want to create a business where the token value is created by the demand and the actual use. So we're trying to find as many real use cases as possible for the token. So token demand will rise as the need for the token is increasing, and at the same time token supply will reduce through some built-in burning mechanisms that we will be using. Everything being equal, this will support token value.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much, Giacomo. Thank you very much. It's kind of weird. My birthday is the same day, April 9th. It's kind of strange. But thank you very much, Giacomo. And then we're finishing up with just one more presentation, and then we'll finish off the day with the speed dating. And right now we have Priatek is our last speaker of the day, and they have a presentation up on the video screen. So we'll let Bobby Tinsley from Priatek take the stage. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We have definitely enjoyed this event. Our CEO, my partner Milind, is going to come up and speak to you first. I'm VP of Sales, one of the co-founders with Priatek, but we're excited to be here. And we have a great platform that Milind's going to talk about, we're going to talk about. But a lot of the buzzwords that we are hearing today, it's just fascinating to me, the timing of where our product's coming to market, and a lot of great companies and technologies here. So I'll hand it over to Milind.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. I'm really excited about being here as well. Just took a red eye in from San Francisco. I was at the marketing summit over there, the experiential marketing summit. So I got about an hour's sleep. So if I fall asleep while I'm standing up here talking to you, you have permission to throw something at me. So I'm going to be referring to the slide deck here, but just to give you a little bit about my background, I've been in the arcade game industry for about 30 years. I started a company out of San Jose, California. Out of the garage, I built a virtual reality machine, which was the most successful virtual reality machine of all time. It sold 6,000 units worldwide. I went on to create a relationship with Electronic Arts and became their largest partner in early 2000s. I got to license and work with some of the biggest titles on the planet. Tiger Woods PGA Tour, when he won the Grand Slam. I was his 6th licensor. Madden football, NASCAR, and so on. The one I was best known for was the Tiger Woods project. I actually took that software that I licensed and I put it into a game kiosk. And people paid $4 to play the game, and we sold it worldwide. It was an amazing experience. And what was very unique about it was that we gave out money to play it. I was an early pioneer in esports. We gave out $3 million in 3 years. It was incredible. And people played $4 and they played in these golf tournaments like you would see on TV. And it was, it would be actually very exciting. They would win opportunities to go to Las Vegas where we'd give $100,000 out for a weekend. Well, the results of that was that machines earned more money when it had tournaments and prize money tied to it, right? It actually made triple what a regular game would make. And in addition to that, it registered 500,000 people. Registration required a social security number. Because somebody asked about 1099s earlier. We sent a lot of 1099s out. And that was the reason why. But every time, I would run new promotions in different states. I would change the weather conditions in the game. And when I pushed the button and said, it is sunny out and 35-mile-an-hour winds, 500,000 people would get online and all mobilize to a location. It was incredible. What I didn't realize at the time was I had a social network before Facebook. And that social network, I could mobilize to retail locations. So I wanted to increase the prize pool. So I went to the PGA Tour and I spoke to Nike and Callaway and all these golf companies, and they were interested in endorsing our product and putting money toward the prize pool. And they, realized that I was in sports bars. And they said, man, Milind, you really got something here. If you were in a mall, if you were in a big box retailer, you would really hit it out of the park with us. And that was my aha moment, right? I wanted to take gamification, which is better known as prize promotions, right? And I wanted to blend it with esports together to help brands connect with consumers in a meaningful way that they could measure and then tie to ROI. So that was my stepping stone, and now I created a company with my partners called Priatek. And Priatek is an acronym for Prize Advertising Technology. The public will know us as In to Win. That's the name of our token, In to Win, for the obvious reasons. And we have created and patented prize-based digital promotions. So what we do is we combine prize promotions with digital signage to be the only performance-based digital signage in the industry. So you're going to go into a mall and you're going to compete. Who are you competing with in the advertising market? You're competing with posters, right? It's a $29 billion industry domestically, your digital signage. It's static and you can't measure it. And anything today in this world that is static and you can't measure in advertising is susceptible to being replaced or disrupted. So we're picking on these little boys and we're going to disrupt this industry. So this is our value proposition with prize-based digital promotions. If advertisers or brands want to give out a prize, we will give them the digital sign for free. So what we do is we take an ad that normally says Nike on it, and we put, you can win Nike sneakers on it. It has the same message that they want on it, it just says win on top of it. So they're getting all those impressions for free. They say yes in about 30 seconds. Why? 70% of the top 2,000 companies are now doing gamification programs. It's growing to an $11 billion industry within 2 years. So Monopoly at McDonald's, you've heard about it, but every time you turn on the TV, there's typically some kind of prize promotion because they understand it's in our DNA. People love prizes, right? We actually did research on this. We measured it, and it's true. Prizes are up there with cocaine, alcohol, and sex. So it's definitely built into us, and there's a lot of research about it. Now, here's the thing. This kiosk keeps flipping with prize promotions, things you could win. People come up to it, and they touch it, and there's a menu of prize promotions in there. And this is the really cool part about it. They pick the prizes they want to play for, proving what they're interested in. We call that an engagement. So we charge per engagement, not per impression. Like Google charges per click, same kind of model. So what is an engagement? An engagement is, like I just said, when somebody walks up, voluntarily touches the screen. Now, I just came off this big experiential marketing conference, and it was all about engagement. That's what all the brands were talking about. I'm talking about everyone. I've met with Visa, Under Armour, Airbnb, Uber, everybody. How do we engage consumers in a fun way? And how do we engage consumers in a voluntary way, right? That's the most powerful one, where they find you. It's not a push, it's a pull. The person walked up to our kiosk on his own accord. Nobody pushed him toward it, and he touched it, and then he picked Nike, let's just say, right? Now, after he picks Nike, to play the prize promotion, you have to register. We call that jumping over the wall. That's a qualified consumer that's willing and interested in that product. After they register, they have to answer a very non-offensive survey question, right? What kind of sneakers would you like to win? You push running sneakers, we know two things about you. If you continue to play for Nike sneakers throughout this process, throughout the year, we're gonna know a lot about you that's relevant. See, relevant information is really important. Facebook right now, it's not relevant. I filled out my profile 10 years ago, right? So that means a lot. After you're done with that, you play a game. What's the game about? It's experiential. It's about tying a feeling, an emotion with that brand. We've got Wheel of Fortune, Jeopardy, Family Feud, Price is Right, but we also have a lot of other games that we can license right off of the, either off the Apple Store or the Google Store, or we can make our own games that are more relevant to the brands and what the brand story is all about. Here's the important part. After you get by the game, you always win something. You ever do the sweepstakes and 3 months later you never hear from them? No, it's instant. People today want instant. So you're going to either win the prize, a discount off that prize, and or our end-to-end token, right? So people at the end of this thing actually get printed as well as digitally sent 30% off Nike sneakers. Well, think about this, guys. You're in the mall, you pick Nike, a coupon comes out, and the store is right there. Our redemption rate's like 30 to 50%, unheard of in the industry. And by the way, you have the end-to-win token. So from the consumer experience, this is a prize machine, right? And remember, I made games, I've made 25,000 games in my lifetime, where people had to pay to play my game, right? Golf is $4. That was free for the consumer. And they always win something that was relevant and valuable, right? So it's great for them. From the advertising's perspective, they love it too, because they just engage with a consumer that was qualified, interested, now has an offer in their hands, and they can measure the results of it. Now, what's really cool about this, if you go to next, what's cool about this is you're earning tokens every time you play, every time you answer a survey question, every time you redeem a coupon. These tokens are coming to you, and it was very uncomplicated, right? It's very simple. And Bobby's going to explain how relevant that is. But when you sign out, it'll say, you just earned 500 tokens, download the mobile app to redeem them for gift cards. We did this without an actual blockchain token. We just did it with loyalty points. 1 out of 6 people were downloading the mobile app. Well, those people were playing 38 times a month on average. And we were earning 65 cents per engagement. So we were earning $25 per month per mobile user. And the mobile app wasn't complete. It was actually it wasn't half the experience that was on the kiosk. It didn't have all the games and robust. So we think we have far more potential on the mobile. But what this is doing now is allowing us to re-engage, retarget people, And now they're on mobile and we're earning money like Google's earning, right? We're actually monetizing like 100 times better than Facebook or Google on mobile. So what's behind every great transformative media platform? It's data analytics, right? I was just there at that event, and it was a big joke because these companies are spending millions and millions of dollars in experiential marketing, but the dirty word was ROI, because you think in today's world that everyone is measuring their ROI with every marketing campaign. That is not true, right? You see that with Google, right? The 800-pound gorilla, but not with a lot of other platforms. Our data analytics are more comprehensive than Google because we get more information, right? So we can tell you how many people engaged in real time, how many people engaged with their product, how many coupons were issued, which coupons were redeemed, loyalty buckets. So the way how frequent you're playing for that promotion, the way you answer the survey questions, how often you buy. You may be a gold member. No other platform does that. Where I can come back to Nike and say, I have 1 million people that played for you, 100,000 are gold members, 200,000 are silver, and 700,000 are bronze. So incredible data analytics. We outperform Google. That's a big statement, huh? So not many people could say that as well. Our redemption rates are 30 to 50%. So when you go to Google and you click on something, say you were searching for sneakers, and the first ad pops up, people really don't realize how much they're paying or how much brands are paying for that click. Sneakers is $2.33 a click. And do you realize that most people that click over there, 99% of the people, do not follow through with the sale, right? Insurance is $65 a click. It's outrageous. But it's the only decent platform out there. So the significance to us, if you think about it, is there's 300,000 products in the average mall. And guess what? 2 decades ago, there were 20 pairs of jeans. Today, in the mall industry, there are 200 pairs of jeans. That sets up a competitive platform here, or competitive bidding for our platform. So if you want to be the only pair of jeans on our platform, pay us what you pay Google, which is $1.50. If you want to be the only cruise ship on it, well, cruise liners are paying up to $6 for a click on Google. So Carnival, you can have the exclusive rights to this, pay $6. So, but what you'll see with ours is that our redemption rates are much higher because you are in the buying mode. You walked into the mall, you picked that product, you're interested in it. So we did our beta testing last year, and the reason why we had to do our beta testing is this platform creates an ecosystem. We have partners in the ecosystem, so we have advertisers, we have consumers, we have game developers. They're all part of this ecosystem, and they obviously wanted this to be proven out that it works well. The largest mall chain in the country said it is an act of God to get into our malls if you want to be a form of media. And he said, if you screw this thing up, you're out. Well, we passed the test with 14 mall chains. Our system had to be up 98% of the time working. We passed that test. But even more than that, 65 kiosks alone registered almost 135,000 people in 6 months. That's incredible numbers. And we almost had 1 million engagements. And like I said, 1 out of 6 people downloaded the mobile app. Companies like Auntie Anne's had a 51% coupon redemption. We were just testing with them, and the story got all the way to national, and we got approved across the board from Auntie Anne's. And then Taco Bell literally couldn't give us numbers. They said they couldn't keep count. They had 60 coupons the very first day. It was incredible. We had Clearwater Aquarium that had 13% coupon redemption, which is also incredible because the closest machine to it was 14 miles away. So it works with products outside of there as well as inside. And then we now have built 280 plus kiosks that are ready to launch in New York now. Now that we got the buy-in from the malls, Bobby's going to talk about some of the partnerships we hit on the media side. We're ready for the Big Apple. I mean, when you talk about advertising and media, it revolves around this city. So we're going to be in the most high-profile malls in the city here. We have agreements with them. That's what's going to get the big brands onto it. A lot of our pre-sale is going to go toward launching in all the other cities out there. So this is 3 months away. The beauty of this is, and I'm really excited about this and what we bring to the crypto market. We bring real utility, right? We're going to bring real brands to it. I mean, you're going to see the most high-profile brands in it in a retail location where a soccer mom can come up to the machine, play it, and have crypto, right? And then you're going to hear stories about how they redeem them. I don't want to take away too much of my partner's presentation, but you'll see how exciting that is. And I think that's going to be real relevance to it, that we're going to be something that the crypto market can see as simple and ties in gamification to it. So how do we make money? Well, we can make money 2 ways. We could either charge per engagement, which we're really happy to do, and we love to do. But as we're going to mention, we just did a deal with one of the top 10 media companies in the world, and they like flat rates. They like to charge flat rates. So we changed our model a little bit, and we came out with a flat rate model. Now, digital signage is charging $10,000 per month per mall for a digital sign. That's it. Our price is $1,500. Excuse me, $1,500. So very cost effective. They get that display ad, but they get engagements associated with it. We can lock in, we're projecting 40 per mall. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of products that could be on this platform. But we're just saying 40. I mean, there's more new product launches in malls than 40, right? Every store has several, product launches every month that they're looking to spend money on. So 40 would garner us $60,000 a month per mall, or $750,000 per mall. We have access to 850 malls right now. That would bring us to, over $200 million company. So our projections is a little over 200 million over the next 5 years. What's crazy about this is the potential is even bigger than this. We actually think mobile is 10 times bigger than this, A. B, we've met with the top 2 grocery chains in the country, and they love this product. We won a technology award from Walmart on this, which would make us $1 billion company. There's sports arenas, there's hotels, there's all types of retail locations. So the issue is everybody goes toward mobile, but it is very complex, right? There's a lot of attention going toward mobile. How do you stand out from that? And digital kiosks are going to play a very relevant role in engaging consumers in retail locations and then converting them to a sale, an ROI. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Bobby. He's going to tell you about our partnerships and about the token, of course.
We're just going to have a few questions and have to wrap up.
Okay, give me 2 minutes. I'll just highlight and then we can answer questions. Very excited about our partnerships. As Milind said, we just signed a deal with CBS, so 8th largest media company in the world. They have 1,200 sales reps that are about to represent our products starting in New York City in 3 months. What's great about that is obviously this is a scale. We're creating an economy, and you'll see that in our token and also in our coupon offerings, and you need a media partner to help scale that up. So we've got CBS. If you stay on that screen, Kenny, Advantage Solutions is a multi-billion-dollar company. They have inroads. They're Walmart's largest partner. We signed a deal with them, and they've made introductions from Walmart to the grocery chains to other big box retail. When we launch in New York, by the way, it's the top 20 malls in New York, and it's also the top 50 hotels. So we have another partnership that we just secured that literally is giving us an ecosystem for the ad agencies that they've never had to be able to actually sell across mall and hotel, which is huge because of the tourism market and et cetera. We also have IMG College. So a big part of this, our demographics were across the board from 13 to 55 up because it's really based on the product and prize you were interested in. But what's great about the millennial market, it's the hardest market. We were talking about this last night. It's the hardest market to attack today. And you need to create a reason for them to engage. They're all stuck in their phones. They love this product. So IMG, in every market that we, top 85 college campuses in the US, we're going to be able to tap an IMG school to our offering, and it's just going to be very good for the collegiate market. And then the last thing I'll say on the partnership side is Sony for Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, and Fremantle for Price is Right and Family Feud. They're up on the platform. There's talks of integrating into the television shows, and you're literally talking about 30, 40, 50 million users in some of these games that we're able to tap into and leverage that fan base for real world products and services. And the significance of that in a retail location is fantastic. And as Milind's background is, I mean, we'll talk about our team. Former CTO of Electronic Arts is our CTO. So game licenses, develops, we're gonna have the best content on the platform. And the content starts there. And everything else it's all about, content is king. You go to the next screen. Just some other awards. We were the first startup company in US history to get the naming rights to a Class A tower. So we're in St. Petersburg, Florida. So when we were negotiating a lot of these deals, literally the owner of the building gifted us with the sign. It used to be Bank of America. And they said, we see a shift in technology and you're the poster child. So it was huge for us. It's a huge honor for our company and it's a lot to our technology. Milind talked about the Walmart Award, Future Billionaire Award. That's a fun one. We like that. If you go to the next screen. So let's talk about the token. Go to the next screen. So when you're creating an economy, as a crypto investor, it's very important for me to see real world utility. And I'm really happy we're progressing in this space from moving from, let's raise $100 million on a white paper and let's actually create a real world business. So one thing you have to think about is what's the problem that you're solving, right? So the ad fraud industry, it costs the ad industry $7 billion a year in ad fraud and markup between agencies and all of these different things. Think about this. Every time you play on our platform, you win two things. You win an offer from a merchant that's on the blockchain, so there's a mutable record. You know exactly that transaction happened, and you get awarded our end-to-end token. And the beautiful thing about the end-to-end token is it acts as a currency in our ecosystem. So you have the ability to spend it, trade it for real-world goods and services in our platform, but it's also a utility token to access sweepstakes, challenges, tournaments. The esports industry, there's a company in the US called Skills. They'll do $200 million this year. And the whole entire platform is based on you paying to play. Very similar to your old model, right? We're the only company that's paying you. You can walk up, a soccer mom, if you go to the next screen, because I know we got to answer questions. I think this is very simplistic, but it's powerful. Soccer mom walks up to the kiosk in a mall, spins a Wheel of Fortune game, wins tokens, and can go over and spend them at retail. That's huge. And when you talk about some of the underlying technologies that we've put in place to do that, what we're trying to do is make this space accessible to the common person. And I think if we really want to, foster adoption and we want to foster technology development in the market, it needs to be accessible to the common person. Go to the next screen. So partnerships on our team. I mentioned the CTO of Electronic Arts, everything from sales, operations. On our crypto advisory team, Brian Feinberg from Ethereum Labs is one of the sponsors here. Very excited to work with him. We just signed up John Najarian from CNBC. We just filmed at the NASDAQ with him. It was incredible introductions going to a lot of this, VC capital and family offices that are trying to get into the space. Some of the best development team in the industry. I mean, guys that built some of the biggest cryptocurrencies to date have signed on to our platform, and they believe this is, a very, very big story for this year. And in closing, just on our token offering, we've raised $15 million in our pre-sale. Right now, we're going into a token offering. If you go to the next screen, it was equity, by the way. So we raised equity plus a free token bonus, and we're moving to a token offering in June. And we're targeting $30 million and sometimes a public ICO sometime by the end of the year for another $10 million. What's great about that, as Milind was saying, is it's actually funding a real business. So we raised $40 million, which we will do. That's going to fund our business for 5 years, and we'll be able to put up thousands of these cabinets throughout the country and actually, foster our growth. So very happy to take any questions. Thank you guys for having us here. It's been an amazing event.